All right, guys, so today I'm going to show you something a little interesting that most people don't get to see anymore. So this is a pneumatic thermostat. This one's Johnson Controls. You can see it right here, Johnson Controls. It's very basic, it's very small. You can see just a couple inches, And you can see down here, there is a temperature set point and all that. So I'm going to show you guys how to calibrate this, kind of what's going on a little bit. So normally you need a little Allen. This one is kind of one that comes with these. There should be a screw right there. There's no screw. And there should be a screw right there, and there's no screw. Anyways, so I'm just going to put this right here for now, just to balance it right there. Okay. So here we are. You set it by just rotating this dial. You can hear the air pressure. So what this is, and I'll show you, is you have direct acting for cooling, which means that when it's calling for cooling, so you hear that? It's building the pressure. That's building the pressure up to an actuator somewhere above the ceiling. Not too sure where. And that's gonna increase the pressure on the pneumatic actuator, which is gonna cause the chilled water, the cold deck damper to open up. This one's a hot deck and a cold deck. It's a dual deck system. So what we're gonna do first, 1/4 inch. What we do in this building is we actually screw a gauge on, but you can see right here, if I can get it, you see there's a little hole. This is actually like rubber, and there's another style of gauge where you can put a needle in there. So we're gonna take this out. And don't be afraid, don't get nervous. It should spit out a little bit. You see, just like that. Don't lose that screw. And you should have it handy. What I usually do is you should have your little pressure gauge handy. What I usually do is just put my finger on it to definitely make sure that I have the gauge ready to go in there, because there could be oil and stuff in that pneumatic line. You don't want to spill it on anyone's stuff. This is literally just an empty small little office. So it wouldn't hurt anyone anyways, because honestly, if someone moved in, they're probably redoing that carpet anyways. But that's what I like to do. So then you screw this guy in here. Okay. I lost my little there we go. I lost my train of thought too. There's an O-ring right there. Just to help it so that it doesn't so that it has a better seal. You don't have to tighten it up as much. So to calibrate these, you're gonna need a thermometer. I usually put it up just like that. It's gonna take a minute. This one kind of sucks. But while that one is adjusting to our room temperature, I'm gonna show you. So right here, it's reading about, 15? Probably about 17 PSI. You can see, because in the middle between 15 and 20 would be 17 and a half. So it's somewhere between 16, 17. And so what we're gonna do is we're going to adjust it to where the set point, you're gonna move this. You see this little indicator right here, this black piece? So what you would do is move it to whatever the room temperature is. So It is a little warm in here. There is no AC right now, but this is just a presentation, so don't worry about it too much. So it says 77.7, that's pretty close. We're at, there we go, 77.5. Now for this building, what we want it to be at is just over 10 when the room temperature and the set point are the same. So in order to do that, this is gonna be a little hard to get clear view of. Sorry guys, trying. Okay, well there's a little flathead screw right here. Okay, so we're gonna, let me see if I can see it. There we go. So you're gonna twist it a little bit, tighten it to increase pressure, lower it or loosen it to decrease. Okay, we want to go just a little bit more. If I can find the hole. That's what she said, huh? Okay, perfect. So you see here, we're pretty much lined up. 76.8. Actually, sure, I'll decrease it a little bit. It's very sensitive. So there you go. Room temperature and set point are matched up, and now our pressure is good. So then you would take this off. But I'm actually, you know what? I'm just gonna show you for demonstration purposes. So look, you want it colder, it increases the pressure. That's telling us that it's increasing the pressure up at the actuator above the ceiling. Now let's say we want it hotter. Boom. See, so now it would open up that hot deck actuator and send some heat in there. Well, theoretically, not every zone has hot and cold. Usually on buildings, only the exterior zones have heating. So that means the ones closest to the windows are gonna have heating usually. And yeah, so that's a little bit about how to calibrate it and all that. Sometimes it just doesn't work. There might be an issue with the pressure regulator on the floor, could be an issue with the air compressor. There could be a broken pneumatic tube where you're losing pressure, or it could just be a bad thermostat, things of that nature. So yeah, so then you just unscrew that. Go. If I can do it with my fingers, there we go. I'm usually a little bit faster, guys. It's just because working with one hand, things of that nature. This isn't even my screwdriver. I think it's like a ratcheting one. And screw that puppy in. See, little ratchet. And there you go. And then you would just come over here and just go, you know, shoot your temp gun, bam, what am I getting? Things of that nature. And that's how you handle, you know, calibration issues and maybe a cold or a hot call in a building with pneumatic. All right, guys. See you next time.